Look at one of the other most marquee and aggressive players we saw. He had the entire lobby saying Toda Salve al Rey de Argentina. It is king of 9Z with an incredible 70 elimination run in 20th place. Let's take a look at some of this gameplay. So right away, you'll notice, what is he doing? He's his patented going forward, wall replace on land 123. That's going to be the theme of these clips. He doesn't miss his shots, and he's not afraid to flex either. Throwing the donkey laugh out there, throwing him a little love, saying, I don't care who you are. Now he's sitting on the 4 elims. He's in the box fight, and he's constantly looking to pick up new targets. Replaces the wall from the side, turns around, and picks up a great elimination. Watch on the screens on 5 now, cones himself off. Look at this. The player challenges him. He's not building. He's going at him. He says, if you want to fight me, I shoot first. I am the king. Was able to go, but unfortunately gets caught there in the rotation, but still a brilliant performance from the young Argentinian. He's looking to challenge. He's looking to frag out with the best of the best, putting himself currently sitting in the #2 spot. He has played so absurdly well in that first game. This is what it's all about. If you can bring your aggression, what you do in the qualifiers, and take it to this stage, and you don't have nerves. If you're like Booga and say, I'm gonna go. If you're like King and say, you wanna edit, I'll shoot first. I'll take the 50 health on Elim there, and I will take the point in staying in the match. You can wait and watch me dominate. Let's get into match 2, because that first match was insane. Courage and Lupo, take it away, guys.
Sundown, thank you so much. Appreciate the quick analysis of everything that happened in the middle of that game. A lot of action here at the Fortnite World Cup solo competition. This is the last day for the entire event as well. I hope everyone has enjoyed Marshmallow's concert. We have tons of people here in the crowd. Yeah. Absolutely, it's just been ridiculous. So much fun.
My Italian family was out there, 25 people deep. They've got a full deli layout. Unfortunately, my Aunt Lorraine down in Florida, I know you're watching. Shout out, we love you, miss you. But no, they're all here for their first ever event too. It is an incredible energy in here. And you know, guys in the venue, do you guys want to see another Fortnite World Cup next year? Should we do this again?
I'm thinking, yeah, Joe.
All right, budget's approved, Epic, it's happening. But folks, let's get back into the action. Game number 2 about to begin. Booga, the superstar of Game 1, the talk on all social media with the hashtag Fortnite World Cup. What a play. The lobby is ready. The players are ready. Ladies and gentlemen in the venue, are you ready? Game 2 of the solos competition here at the Fortnite World Cup Finals starts right now.
After last game, I have a feeling you're going to see maybe potentially more contested drops when players vying for those points, seeing exactly what can be done now. Booga bringing home 9 eliminations in that first game. The closest were 7-4, and then everybody was below that. Almost, I think, having 14-7. Going into game 2, knowing we still have 5 remaining, knowing that based on the leaderboard, yes, 17 points at 1 point separated first. By the way, a quick note, you can see the mini yeah, there it is. There it is. I'm pretty sure Tifu has the block all by himself. Again, Clipnote didn't want to challenge it this time.
No one nearby at all. And also on that map, look at the 2 llamas. Right outside a racetrack. It looks like one player's about to go claim him. Also, Bizzle, who basically lands in Dusty Divot uncontested, I believe already got a llama in this one. So some great movement will be up there for them. Here again, the stats for last match. First place, the Victory Royale, 19 total points because of those 9 elims. Sitting pretty, 5 games away from $3 million.
I have to say, I feel like after one game, seeing an average placement stat of first, that's something I would screenshot just to hold on to. Yeah, well,
best player in the world.
I averaged first through all the games that have been played.
It was Aqua versus Twins Aqua. We can't stress enough. Our Fortnite World Champion from yesterday in duos. Only with a common SMG is Twins, and Pumps being missed left and right from Aqua. And I'm going to tell you right now, Aqua's going to be upset with himself on that one, Dr. Lupo. That was a sloppy fight from both sides. I'm going to say it right now. Those early game fights can be very, very awkward, but we also have the first elimination what we
Oh
saw
my
earlier.
gosh.
And it was Bizzle with the common pistol and then says, here's your reward. A llama that was looking at a nice view from the top of Dusty.
By the way, a quick note here. Twins had 46 elims in his qualifying matches. That's so many eliminations to get to this point.
Yeah.
Over 10 games.
And most players didn't use Twins did pop off in his
right there.
Yep.
2 shadow bombs, minis, and a pump. Solid early game loadout. Maybe one whether or not he wants to keep the flint knock in his inventory, we'll have to see. Still hopefully we'll slurp at some point. MQ and Mr. Savage not far from each other. Takamura, Clarity G also in Happy Hamlet. My least favorite drop, I'm going to be honest with you, but a lot of these players know exactly where the chests are. They know exactly how to get there as fast as they can. And there are so many materials down here. This also is one of the highest chest spawn counts in the entire game. This POI is insane.
Yeah, I believe 29 possible chests along those lines, but as MQ says, you know what, let me roll away right now. Give that to Mr. Savage. Over to Shores and Fortnight. Putting the spray down with that heavy assault rifle. Only 19 AR shots left, Dr. Lupo, so we'll have to use them. 8 players have dropped so far in the zone. The southwestern side zone on this one. So already some good variation between the zones. Fortnight will continue to move slowly but surely over to Nyx. So again, the map. Looks like a lot of players still outside the zone as you'd expect, but they'll begin to rotate on through as the first storm will close.
Boy, plenty of time to make decisions. Force engagement there. The tree disappears, and that drum shotgun spewing shells out. Going to push inside the box. Can't quite get the wall if the trap was placed. No luck there. Doesn't have one in the inventory. Nyx still trying to apply as much pressure as possible. Not having to chew through too many rounds. So here, the drum shotgun. So much damage dealt with this thing so far. Wouldn't be surprised if he goes in for it here in just a second, and he does. Watching that corner, Hornet still on the defensive. Long-range spray from a drum shotgun isn't enough, but up close, the thing is very, very deadly. Nyx picking up first elimination for him in this game.
Also with the emote, the elimination. It's spicy.
Jack,
I mean, I love this.
You'll love it.
I get like 1 eliminate for every 3 games. So every time I have the option to vote on an opponent, it's fantastic.
A very important note there. Nyx eliminations in the online opens at 61 during his qualifying week. That's crazy too. And from Brazil, we often saw aggressive game players during their qualifying matches.
All they would do was kind of just stomp through their lobbies. We always talk about how insane it was. Here's the inventory for Tfue right now. 4 minis, 3 big shields.
Good lord.
4 shadow bombs.
Good lord.
A launch pad, a legendary infantry rifle, a blue pump shotgun. Tfue set up for the rest of this game, nearing max maturity. This is what happens when you give this man block all by himself.
Nobody wants to challenge here, but it's one of the best loot spots in the game. Gobab's over on the right side of your screen, going to try and take that southeast corner building, see if there's anything left inside, but there's so much loot here at the block, so many materials, so many opportunities to get an advantageous position too, because if you're right up the hill, like I said before, this baller spawns up there, those are going to get grabbed pretty quick, but if they don't, if you're lucky enough, you have free rotation as well. So not terribly far from a slipstream to second, just past the umbrella. Glory down there. Meanwhile, Mr. Savage, the 1v1 down here from Happy Hamlet. There's actually 3 players total. My apologies. You see on the mini-map at the bottom right there. They can't see those arrows, but we definitely can. And Crew and Takamura still down inside the building. Audio cues trying to listen to each other. Takamura, you see, not really moving. Crew trying to do the wall replacing to build up a little bit of a material buffer in case fighting does happen here. I think Mr. Savage is going to rotate out.
Here is Tfue with a player just in front. It's like a fight he's potentially looking to take. Not sure exactly what the health is of the opponent just ahead, but you got to think, okay, so there is a health advantage. Maybe Tfue did a bit of damage as Kluja will begin to heal on up. So it does look like Tfue damaged the player, thought about challenging, but for right now, we'll just box for a moment. They are very, very soon going to have to move towards the zone.
If you're watching online and you get an opportunity here to clip some shots from Tfue, it's going to be very accurate. We've seen it before, and we'll see him again with that infantry rifle. One of the best in the game.
That was kind of greedy from Tfue. He has a ton of materials. I think he didn't expect his opponent to challenge and go for a shot, but because he tries to save a couple walls of wood, has to pop one of those big shields. And Kluja says, you know what? I'm out of here, and the zone's already there. So Tfue has a long trek ahead of him. Might have to decide if he's going to use the launch pad here. Probably not, as he does have the slipstreams down below, but still will take some damage from the storm.
If there is a rift spawn up at the burger, he can take the zip across, jump off midway through, and go down and grab it. We'll see.
Booga eliminated to start off this game in 90th place. So our game 1 winner out early on, which means that that 9-point lead will surely be cut down as this one goes on. I want to remind everyone we were nearing the #1 trend in the world on Twitter. I'm going to challenge all of you right now. Use the hashtag Fortnite World Cup across everywhere. Send in how you're watching today. Let me know who you think's going to win. Hashtag Fortnite World Cup everywhere from the millions of you all tuning on in. Can't stress that enough. Let everyone know that the largest event, one of the largest events of all time, concludes today with a $30 million prize pot in total throughout the weekend.
Keysar holding an edit here. Stuck in a little stalemate. He's going to hold that side, look for the shot. Can't quite find it. Player backs out of that. Not fast enough to get it.
Mr. Savage goes down to Mega.
Big names eliminated early in this game 2, the World Cup solos. Keysar holding this edit yet again. Just trying to wait and watch to see if he's going to spot this player, make a move. This might be a opportunity to make a play here. Twins kind of baiting the ultimate high ground here. Quick little resets, can go for a wall replace. Does get it. Pressure applied, gonna jump up. He built the ramp preemptively to defend against any shots. Here it is, a shot from the side does make contact. Twins down to 90 total HP. Big hit there with the shot. He can try and rotate up on the outside, getting pressured against the edge of the storm, and a build off is kind of the only answer at this point. Quick, and it's down, doesn't quite find that the player inside ahead of him has the lead. Another big hit, 14 HP left for Twins. This is all he's got left. He could shadow and try and get away, but if the player inside is smart enough, Keemstar knows exactly where to shoot. Twins is going to go down. We'll see here. One pump is all it takes, though, with this thing. 150 HP.
Oh my gosh.
Almost going down there. No shield remaining. A back and forth between these two titans of Fortnite. And there it is. Keemstar finding the lead with the shotty there, and Twins eliminated.
Move towards Storm Surge kicking on in. I do want to point out where this next zone is. Spoke to production to bring that back to the wall to see just how insane it will be for everyone on this map.
Actually, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, because they have a long, long run ahead. Look at that.
All the
a third
way
of
to
the zone
south side.
Off the map.
Not only are you forced all the way to the bottom of the map, you've got nothing on the south end of the safe zone. The players going to get compressed together. I would expect going into circle 3 or 4, you're going to see a very low player count in comparison to last game. We're already down to 75. And Storm Surge now getting ready to kick in. You have 5 players that need to go down before damage starts to go out to those that have not dealt enough of it. Multiple players bunkering up here at Happy Hamlet. Not a whole lot of real estate left. Shots going out there. Heard that minigun, one of the very, very, very good weapon for applying pressure to structures, especially when you see other players are taking shots at the target. Let it fight the top left of your screen there. Replay between Niddle, going inside the box. Caught above, but headed down. Can't quite find the first shot. Follows through with a second, third, fourth. Elimination. 1 health left. After the 50 health was earned, he was stuck at 50, meaning he was under 1 HP. He had effectively 0.9% health. And goes down right there. His opponent can't win the fight as he's rewarded. Nakamura on your screen, 179 total HP, and that's a tough battle you have here, Dr. Lupo. Do you use your last healing on the big shield for only 21, or do you hope maybe 179 health is enough for the next fight? It's a double-edged sword, a tough decision to make. Storm Surge still active. 4 more players need to go down before it ends. The wall there, can't quite find it. Quick edit up and out. Solid, make the rotation away. Waiting. This is just an opportunity. He's basically trying to bait to see if the player inside is going to head out. Shockwave. Lecce hits the tree. It might cost him. Pressure being applied now. The 1v1 not over quite yet. Combat shotgun from above right here will be very effective. The spread from a top-down position like this is like a guaranteed crit. Here we go. Shot from behind, can't quite make contact yet.
Zone now hitting for 2 as well.
Player's gonna have to go for it very soon. Here we go. Another shockwave to push away. Storm Surge is active. He's way above, and those bandages are going to be key to survival. We'll see. I guess the swap in position. But she took the high ground temporarily here.
They're at a point now where they basically just one of them needs to get in the fight. One of them needs to win this fight if they want to survive for the 50 extra health. Let's slowly taking this damage. 2 ticks every second, and it's going quick. Dr. Lupo now down to just 12 HP. This could be done here momentarily. A shot. No. Marvin wins it with the quick shotgun to the dome, and you see, using 4 bandages, the 50 health puts him back to 100. It should be enough to move on in. Storm Surge now over as well, and the next zone just popped up, and it's even more southwest. Tfue still alive in this game. So far, 0 eliminations. Still, though, with this magnificent inventory for the league.
I just want to say that the bait outside the storm, forcing your opponent to take damage knowing they're not healing to their own needs. Basically a way of weakening them, and then you choose the time to engage means you don't even have to guys after this before. That shotgun, Tfue take a couple shots, and that player on rotation with the Shadow Bomb. A little more difficult to see them since they're basically invisible. They are a shadow.
Yeah.
Is that why they call it a Shadow Bomb?
No. Not safe in the next zone. Is he going to use the launch pad? He's going to try to use the opponent places down right here.
Oh, no damage being applied. Gonna attempt to try and bait. Doesn't put down that launch pad. Here we go. Thought for a second he might go for the
right.
Chooses not to. Flying past multiple players in
Shadow Bomb
move. And here we go. Shots from the backside. Pressure being applied on Tfue, and he's going to have to box up for just a second. There it is. Shadow Bomb and door edit. Making a move on the outside. He is in the shadow form still, and you can keep this by jumping against the wall.
That was not a good Shadow Bomb, I can tell you right now.
Gotta be disappointed there. Big hit from above, down to 55 HP. Tfue, the edit from the outside, and he is eliminated by King.
It is again King, the player with 7 eliminations in game number 1, keeps the aggression going in game 2. The heavy sniper that immediately destroys that wall and is rewarded with incredible loot, almost max builds as well. Tfue, a very quiet start to today's World Cup competition.
Is that elimination on Tfue? Shot from above, a little bit of shield damage, but a big hit from the outside. Using the heavy snipe to take that wall almost instantly. Very intelligent play there. Again, more aggressive players we've seen. Oh my gosh, this is back down at half, right on the edge. So many players on the east side of the safe zone, and this is a far south. Remember, about a third in the water right now. Nobody's on the island, the outside. We're going to see where this goes next. There it is, focused just to the west. That submarine atop the ice mountain right there.
But look at how many players are stacked on the right side of that zone. So if you're currently in this next zone, on that north or east side, you can put a ton of damage downrange as everyone has to move right at you. You see Karu does go down to Diego GB in your elimination feed. A drop coming on through. Crew boxed up, Creo boxed up. Rux under 100 health, has to play this one safely, but they are so far on the east side of the zone. The storm is quite quick, Ben. They've got to be ready for it. There's already the first shockwave used. Rux from behind, not able to get elimination there. Class so far away. Will use the launch pad and just begin to move towards this circle.
You have to think at this point with both placement and eliminations before too long here. King maybe taking an opportunity to get a first place position on the leaderboards, especially with Bugha going down so early in this game, 90th place.
I love this outfit from Rux right now.
He's a dinosaur.
No, I'm talking about his real life outfit.
He's a dinosaur.
He's set up to play in the Fortnite World Cup at 1, and then he's got a dinner date at 7:30. So good for him.
Listen, class is everything, Jack.
I mean, the guy looks great. I'm going to give a shout out for that. Best dressed, 2 extra points. A Fortnite World Cup champion right there, Rux. But
only a 6 damage. So I didn't have to panic too much. That I would panic a little bit about.
When you have no movement. When you have no movement in that far from the zone, it's literally exactly what I just spoke about. King on your screen, but also something we haven't spoken a lot about. Reverse 2K. Duo with Ninja. For this competition, but did make it into so and now seeing what he can do by himself. Was on the far side of this zone, so also not a fun spot by any means.
Note King currently has the highest damage in the match. 574, meaning, like I said, that aggressive gameplay. Still in it, still trying to win, still trying to get the beat on players. Quick beam on Aspect up there, caught off guard by an edit play. A shot through the wall, gets the follow through with the edit. Nate goes down. He's playing out of his mind right now.
King reminds me of like Vinny and Zextro back from the earlier duo competitions when they would just try to fight anyone they saw. King, 7 eliminations in game 1, now 4 eliminations in game 2, and there's still 42 players remaining. And there is only one person in the next zone that just passed Dr. Lupo. It is as far west as possible. And look at those heroes frantically coming on over as everyone knows prime real estate is available. This is one of the most insane zones I've seen. Look at, no one's in it. No one's in it.
Quick couple notes about King, one of our players from Argentina. He is the minimum age required in order to play the World Cup. 13-year-olds.
Wait, King is 13?
He is indeed.
Got 11
million times better than both of us combined.
Yeah, I mean, that is absolutely ridiculous to think about. Cosmic on the height. Vivid is still alive in this game. Artbrook is still alive in this game. Draken's still alive in this game. What does King use here? Looks like will again place the launch pad, and what you see right there, a ramp placed backwards to bounce off of it so he doesn't go all the way up and basically a sitting duck up in the air. Kind of flows quite quickly towards the opposing player. King, imagine winning $3 million as a 13-year-old. I mean,
that food's the topic here. The push through the air. King getting aggressive into the next safe zone. Here we go. Gonna have to hold the wall for just a moment. Drop down. Like this repositioning. We've got multiple floors. Take a drop there. Yarkos gets beamed from the side. Limited by Scalar. Arthur in the feed. Pick it up. And Elam on Bella EU. Dubs, Bucky. Multiple players still in this game on your screen. Clicks taking out Cease in the feed.
29 players left is the big thing to note. Four more from placement points, which if you make it to the top 25, instantly 3 points earned. That is on the mind of every player still remaining, and the zone's still moving west now.
Shots through. Minigun, a quick swap there, picks the shotty back up. Interesting little play on the fly there from Zell. Trying to do just enough damage to the wall. Here we go. Shockwave. Gonna look for optimal placement. Maybe a little bit of time to disrupt the Shockwave into a Shadow Bomb. 9,000 IQ. Get all the way across the map and take as high on the mountain as possible. King, star of the show thus far for game 2. 5 eliminations. We are in the top 25 for placement now, so those points go out. That's King even higher on the map.
Yeah, already surging towards our leaderboards now. Could be after this game. King with the submachine gun. Players moving as fast as they can over this mountain. The left side of your screen, the full screen empty. Still moving. He can tunnel. Chief Fish is still alive in this game. Just took down Drakens. Down the hill we go. Rogue Shark on height right now, but will the waterfall down for a moment. Vivid still followed on up. King down to just 40, 30, 20. 15 HP, under 10, no, still 17 HP, will only be at 42 effective health. I mean,
still in a baller at the bottom.
Top 15.
Star sitting on 2 eliminations. Vivid's best bet is to force players into let them remain inside and safe. If you take them out, it may be an explosion. Players will take shots, and that's a better play.
Look at the ballers. The ballers beginning to scale the mountain. Thing still has high ground. has time to pop a mini by chance. Nope, nothing as of yet. Now the fight for height begins. Vivid building on up. Arc from in your elimination feed now into our top 10. Issa, the controller god as many regard him as, takes down Sam. Another one onto Thatch too. So Issa from Europe getting involved in this game as well. Vivid and Rogue Shark all the way on high ground. Still multiple ballers in play. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Fortnite World Cup Solos competition. This is game 2 of 6. Oh no! Vivid falls to high ground, but he says no! This is my young man and takes it right back. No mats! No mats! No life! Vivid is out of this game. But he got the elim. He got the elim on a Rogue Shark.
Elimination sitting in the middle of the map right now. 7 players remaining. The end of game 2 right before your eyes, folks. 120 total HP. He can't spend any time out of the zone right now. Player goes down inside the box. Can't quite get in. One right behind outside. Can't find a beat. Issa goes down. Placed in fourth. Between the two players, each other, but Dubs build, not to save him. The drop might be the play just outside ahead of the build. Maybe he can catch himself. Down inside the storm. This might be it. Shockwave into the flint knock, into the safe zone. Double another one. A valiant effort. He's got to find a bead, but he won't be able to do it. Ladies and gentlemen, game 2 goes to Skite.
Skite had 27 health left. 8 HP. If he took one hit from the storm, he was dead. But he clutches on up. We heard in the interview earlier, he's going to play my game, win, do what I do, and Skite over there does. What a valiant effort. Look at that. Skite's HP, literally one storm tick would have been enough, but Dubs had no mats left, and unfortunately didn't wind up making it up that mountain. Skite just wins, and there you see the celebration. Game 2 goes to EU as Skite comes out on top.
Single elimination, 11 points for Skite. Gonna be great for the leaderboard. We'll have to see exactly where they end up. But a big, just honestly, a maximum effort from Dubs was insane to try and stay inside. Absolutely. Here's your leaderboard as it stands right now. First place being held by Booga. 9 elims, 19 points from that first game. No showing in the second game, but it's still enough to keep him all the way at the top. But King slowly climbing his way up to the top, just behind now by only 1 point.
King can't thrive. He's 13, but he can $3 million today. When you talk about lives being changed, it's what the Fortnite is all about. And that crazy 9-point lead is down to just 1 first through 10th within arm's reach. Our top 20 absolutely there as well. This is still anybody's game.
Saying the spread between first and 20th still very, very close. Anybody can climb all the way to the top in an instant, as we've seen. $1 million in prizing.
It is absolutely crazy.
It's insane.
The energy in here so far today. I'm sure everyone's having a blast watching. Games 1 and 2, fantastic. So much happened, even more than we could probably even take in. That's why we got great people like Ball to help us out.
Thank you so much, Courage. Yes, I'm here. We have a ton of awesome plays, a lot of action unfolding in that game. I'm going to help break it down. We're going to hop in with King, who got so many eliminations this game, no placement points. But if you recall, the beginning of this, nice tags here. Yeah. Player damage. He knows he has health. He knows he just has only health, no shot. He just continues forward and goes to the box fight. In the second zone, the zone is about to start coming in. He has no fear. The aggressiveness of the player. And the double edit makes it fall right back into the box. He has the floor on already, gets the cone on top. That's Leleo, another player from South America, but he continues to take out big names, and here is Tfue. He tags him a little bit, but then pulls out the heavy sniper right as Tfue takes the box. And because of that came as a surprise to Tfue that he could bring out the heavy sniper, take the wall right in that instance. Usually he'd be expecting the pickaxe on the wall, but the heavy sniper, speed. Now King continuing to look forward, continue to look towards the zone where players come from. It's Aspect that he takes out. That's 3 eliminations, but he goes on forward and grabs another one with great awareness of the snake. Unbelievable play from him. King is just racking up elims. Again, no placement points in this game, but he still pushed himself within distance of Bugha. When Bugha went down earlier there, he took out Clicks as well in the box. And he's taken out Aspect, he's taken out Tfue, he's taken out Clicks. These are some of the best box fighters in the world. But now, he's saying, hey, I'm here in the Fortnite World Cup. I am one of the best box fighters in the world as well. So guys, that's King, the story so far. He's climbing the ranks, he's inching ever so closer to Bugha. Gentlemen, back to you.
Great stuff, Bala, and yeah, fantastic breakdown of how King has made it up to our second place spot. We're only a third of the way through today's competition on the road to crowning a Fortnite World Champion.
I'd love to see the aggressive gameplay from King and others. Those kind of plays you don't often see in the Fortnite World Cup, and really any competitive play. A lot of players have those opportunities to maybe get it's been great to see. And obviously a crowd favorite here, as we've heard people erupt every time he pushes the northern box. What about you, thus far?
Crazy action. I'm really interested to see how these different landings continue. We've already seen games 1 to game 2, people switch up their spots, land at different areas, and sometimes it's come back to bite them. All I know is, though, that's going to do it for us two for right now. We'll be back later today, but down on the floor we have Zeke with some more information on our players.
Thank you so much, Lupo Courage. Man, what an insane first 2 games here on the first day, or the final day of solo competition. Lupo Shockwave playing to get him the high ground. Then here, Skype, his decision gave him the win over the Bugs. I mean, you guys, in a pretty smart you guys are here. How do you enjoy the day so far? What do you think? Guys, what do you think? This is it, the final day! There it is. You're awake. I appreciate that. Now, of course, guys, we've been going through this Fortnite action all weekend long. But don't forget, we actually had creative happening earlier on Friday. Now, if you remember, there was a certain team captain with a great crew. They won, and they became the first ever Fortnite World Cup Creative Champions. And that was the Fish Fam led by team leader Scissors. Now, we felt we probably should go ahead and check up on him, see how things are going for him. So let's go ahead and do that.
We're here in the player lounge right now, joined by the winners of the Creative World Cup. First of all, congratulations. Now, Scissors, how does it feel now to solidify that title?
It's kind of awesome considering I love creative mode. It's thriving, it's awesome, I love it.
Now, Tyler, did you ever believe that you guys could secure this position?
We had it in the bag. We're the weekend qualifiers. We're the most stacked team. There was no competition. Just when the last death run, I had that in the bag. We got some good players here. I knew Zan would clutch.
You can tell he lifted the finger. He said, we need one goal. Just this point right down. If he can do this without being eliminated.
The win? Oh, he missed it, but gets it with the trap trigger.
You realize that one jump won this group here an extra $1 million. It's unreal.
Like, if you want to practice with dev runs, you need to, like, do it slow. Don't go in blindly, like, try and, like, change everything you do every time you fail.
Suzu, can you see yourself doing even more with creative? I mean, the success of today. Will you continue to go and play creative maps?
I think I would definitely stay consistent with creative because I feel like there's a lot of potential in creative still. And yeah, definitely this is my thing.
But I want to go down the line and see what each of you guys plan on doing with that prize.
I'll probably end up like saving most of the money, maybe like some investments.
He's 18 and he just won $336,000. Yeah. What are you going to do with the prize?
I think we're responsible. I'm going to save my money.
I am going to be responsible. Invest most of it and try and get even more money back.
All right, guys. Congratulations on an absolutely outstanding job. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I cannot wait to see what the future of Fortnite looks like.
once again, massive props to Scissors and the Fish fam. They worked as a unit, and that's what got them the dub in the end. The grandfather of creative shows up huge here on this stage. Of course, guys, we know you want to get back into games. I want to get back into games too, but first, let's just make sure they give a little bit of a break to the players. We'll hop back in. Now, I did talk about it a little bit, but don't forget that Pro-Am players all came together to take part on this stage and play for charity. Now, of course, we had Ninja and Marshmallow, your 2018 Pro-Am defending champions that faced off against Airwalks and RL Grime, your Summer Block Party Pro-Am champions. And the winners in the end were actually Grimes and Airwax. They are two-time Pro-Am champions. So let's actually check in with them and see how they're doing.
Right now, joined by our Pro-Am winners, RL Grimes and Airwalks. Wasn't totally expecting you'd win 2 in a row. Can you walk me through those final moments? Now, RL Grimes, you were holding your own, you were keeping up, you were staying alive, you were getting eliminations. How did you change your playstyle in the last Pro-Am?
A lot from the last one. Just that you focus on late game a little bit, and I just sort of let him lead the way and made it happen.
How did it feel to play with a potential World Cup duo winner?
It's amazing. I'm actually going to come tomorrow and sit in the stands and cheer for my man Airwalks, yeah.
Maybe make an Airwalks sign and wave it in the air?
Maybe a 98 bot sign. I'll hold it up.
Good luck on the event tomorrow. Congratulations on winning. Congratulations on winning. Incredible, incredible gameplay throughout Fortnite World Cup Pro-Am.
Man, Grimes and Airwax coming in clutch. Very happy for those two, but I'm actually happy for this guy right here. This is one half of your Duos World Champions. This is Nyrox. I need you guys to make some noise right here, right now. Show him that you love him. How does that make you feel? You got all these crowds.
That's great. It feels amazing.
There you go. Now, Nyrox, let's chat a little bit, right? Because you played yesterday, like I talked about, in the dual competition. Your partner, Aqua, is actually playing today in the solo competition. So what advice did you give him heading into these games?
I told him earlier this morning that he should stick with the plan we had yesterday. And even if he has a bad start, he can still make a comeback like we did. And he can still take the trophy home.
That's pretty good advice, pretty good advice. Now, you're already a world champion. You've got the title. So how does it feel now that you've got this title, you're here, you get to experience this and watch the solo competition? You know, how are you feeling after all that?
I mean, it feels amazing winning the duo, even though I want to compete in solo as well. But hopefully this gives me confidence in solo, which makes me do better in solo next tournament.
Okay. One final question for you. This morning, you know, obviously yesterday was a huge day. You had a night to kind of sleep on it, and then you woke up the next morning. Did it sink in? You know, how did you feel the next morning when you're like, man, I'm a world champion?
It feels surreal. It doesn't really feel like something. That's too big to imagine, but yeah, it feels amazing.
Well, again, massive congrats to you. One half of our world champions. Again, give him some love, Fortnite fam. Appreciate your time. Now, there's actually another player we want to talk about real quick, and that is Skite. He just won this second game, so let's see what he's got to say.
I'm Skite from Lustream. I'm French, coming from Paris. I've been preparing the finals by playing customs and playing every day with friends or mates. It was hard in the beginning because my wrist was a little bit broken, so I just wait and then I qualified for the boss in the last 2 weeks. I definitely want to thank my team because they supported me a lot when I was playing qualifier. In here we are more aggressive and NA is a little bit slower, so a little bit safe. I think maybe Zayt is really good, and I want to take him down. I don't think playing this stadium will affect my my gameplay because I already one and I'm excited to play.
There you go. There you have it. This guy is amazing. I'm a big fan. You guys now, guys, there's so many players. There's 100 here that I wish we could spend so much time talking to every single one individually. But let's actually dive in specifically to one, and that's a Mr. Vivid, you know, Mr. Clutchman himself. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for him there, but don't worry, he's going to bring some more. We actually spent with him and his hometown, learn more about him, so let's watch this together.
I live in South Jersey in a small town. Under 1,000. You see a couple of cars past their house. It's quiet, so it's nice. Here, I play Fortnite at the highest level. Also known as Vivid. Let's go, dude. I am 21 years old. I've been playing competitive Fortnite for almost a year now.
Vivid, a familiar name to a lot of fans.
What makes me a successful player is probably all the hours that I put into it. The schedule gets kind of crazy, but I keep myself in good shape. 20 minutes on of the exercise, like 15 minutes of stretching, and then back to playing Fortnite.
Look at that! I don't know what's hitting you, bud. What's hitting you then?
Just having fun. I live with my dad. We've always been really close. All he ever wants to do is fish. He takes care of everything around the house. It makes everything really convenient in terms of, you know, playing games and just being able to focus on that.
Our schedules work pretty well. When I get done work, he's usually up gaming, so we do spend a little bit of time talking and going through the day's activities. Noah and I helped each other very much getting through the difficult time.
When I was 10, my mom passed away. She passed away to a cancer called small cell carcinoma. It definitely made me mature a lot. Made me realize like how much my mom actually did for me.
Noah's mom had a very big impact on his life. She set the ground rules, make sure the grades were all straight A's, and he could go into gaming.
I credit a lot of my success to her. Knowing that I'm successful at doing what I love to do, that would just make her really happy.
Ready?
Yeah. Granted me with a decent amount of money, I can do that. So I got on the boat.
He presented it to me for being a great father since her mother passed away.
I actually haven't been on the boat yet. So this weekend I'm going to go on the boat for the first time.
Getting him on the boat and back on the water again. One of my ultimate dreams.
Makes sense.
What do you think Mom would say?
Just like it.
I love it. happy. What do you think your first time now here? Now you gotta come more often.
Man, I'm gonna be honest. I'm trying to keep myself together right now. I know how you're feeling, Vivid. I am very close to my own mom, and she can. You guys have a chance here to meet Vivid. He is genuinely one of the most hardworking, kindest people you've ever meet in your entire life. If you can say hello, that's how you do it. I promise you will not be disappointed. And of course, Fortnite fam, we got to keep the games coming. Games are about to be underway. The players are back. They are ready to board the battle bus. For now, we're going to send it back up to none other than Monster D-Face, Golden Boy, House DJ, Mike Realm. Bring the heat.
Folks, we know you're excited to get into some more games, and good news, we got you. Welcome everyone, Golden Boy alongside with Monster D-Face here. Games 3 and 4 of the Fortnite competition, and man, you couldn't have asked for two better games to start things off, Monster. Craziness through and through, top to bottom. Best players in the world, and they're showing up here on the world stage.
I mean, you guys saw the reaction. Booga with the insane game 1 had us jumping out of our seats, quite literally. And man, Sky at the final moment. I thought we were going to see a come back from Dubs with a flint knock shockwave to shake up the entire place.
Yeah.
But it was great.
Yeah, it was very, it was a nail biter. Let's just put it like that. But let's run over the format and how this whole thing's works. So at top 25, players will start to get 3 points. Then we move on to 15th place. At that point, all the players that are still remaining will get an additional 2 points, making it a total of 5. Then after that, if they get to the top 5, they'll add 2 more points to that, making it a 7-point total earned for staying alive all the way until the end. But if you get that victory royale, you get a total of 10 points. So plus 3 coming out of 5 there. Each elimination is going to count for 1 point. So look for these players. Play for the play. Some, like King, one play for those eliminations. And then the prizing. It's all on the line for $3 million. First place prize. 1.8 million for second, 1.2 million for third, and then 1 million as well, plus for fourth. That is crazy. That's a lot of money.
You know, yesterday the duos had to split it. Today it all goes to you, right? It's just a solo competitive. So, and everyone here is a winner. We're here to celebrate every single player that has made it this far. If you stepped onto this stage, you are a winner.
Now, the marathon that they took to get up to this point, bananas to say the least. 10 weeks, grueling competition in both solos and duos, and for a lot of our competitors, they had to prep not just for the competition today, but also yesterday. Now, we're already 2 games in. We had mentioned some of the players that had performed very well, right? You're Booga, who had a monumental game 1, and then you also had Skype, who was able to outlive everyone else and stay alive. But it is Booga who still holds first place, but by 1 point, because Argentina's very own King is looking to contend that, and that is crazy. I mean, talking about aggression, this guy
You've seen him time in and time out. It's players like King that really make these tournaments interesting to watch for the spectators at home, for everyone here in the audience. You gotta have your King show up and bring that action all the way through to the end. And it's not to discredit anyone who made it this far. These guys are still in the running.
Yeah, it's only 2 games in. Games 3 and 4 are going to be just as important. Players are going to have to step it up if they want to get within the top 20 here. There's just so much on the line. There you see who's getting ready, getting fresh up. Everyone is so hyped up here at the Arthur Ashe Stadium. And I don't even know what to expect, man. Game 3, like, what are we even going to get? We're seeing early aggression here from a lot of the South American players. Our players that we talked to from North America and Europe said that was what they wanted to avoid, was the South American aggression, the OCE aggression. But this time it's South America that's showing up, Monster.
And not to bring it up, but, you know, I saw exactly what happened. He walked into Tifu. He just saw him trying to shadow bomb. He's going into the zone. They were not safe, by the way. They still had to make it through to Happy Hamlin. But King said, you know what? I'm going to pause right here, and I'm going to take this fight. And that is how Brazilian does.
Yeah, that's how they do it, man. They just want to take the fight. They want to go right into the fight. They don't care who you are. Listen, you can have millions of subscribers on YouTube. You can have subs. You can have all the fame and the fortune. But at the end of the day, everyone that's in that game, they're all equal. There is no upper hand depending on how popular you are. You shouldn't be treated that way either. You should just go at them with everything, because that's what it's going to take to walk out of New York City with $3 million in your pocket. Which, by the way, you'd have to have a very big pocket for that.
Take a look there. Benji has been showing up.
I told him to play to the crowd. I said, play to the crowd. Have some fun.
Yeah, good to see him smiling. You know, we were there in the warm-up games. He was a little timid, but Benji, loosen up, buddy. There goes Mr. Savage. And the rest of our competitors, Creo. Of course. Big moment here. Game 3's close.
And it must be cool as well. You guys give him a round of applause. He waved. He waved to everybody. He waved to everybody. You know, that's not bad. All right, so here we go, folks. It's now time to jump into game number 3 here for the Fortnite World Cup Solos competition. The countdown has begun. The players are loaded up in the battle bus. This is it. All on the line. Let's see who will take away another victory royale, or will we see one of our 2 winners get back to back wins, get double wins? That'll be massive for them. Oh man, I'm excited, Monster.
And so far, Aqua has been the only player to prove that he can win on a stage of this magnitude. But just to give you guys a little context on the bus here, this is a bus coming from the south to the north side. So all your competitors are going to get, yes, a fair split at the map here, and that's exactly what you like to see. You want everyone to have a fair shot at the map. So let's go and see Skype is looking to land here. We saw Skype win that last game.
Yep.
It's just outside of Pleasant Park. Probably playing for some ballers here in our top 10 over on the left-hand side here. Golden Boy, Booga, King, Commandment, Song, one of our competitive veterans doing so great right here. Even with that 1 win, though, Sky is still in 6th place.
Yeah, it's wild to think about that that's what it took for him to be able to climb up into the top 10. Only 2 eliminations to his name. Currently standing, but we're going to keep eyes for the time being here as we head on over to Junk Junction. There's a hot spot there as well.
We have talked to some players about landing for hot spots.
I actually just got word from production in the back. King has been eliminated off spawn.
Wow, that's huge. That's going to be a real big setback. We've seen players like Zane and Zap really fall behind yesterday off of 1 game not going their way.
That is rough, man. That is certainly not going to be pretty for him. But hey, you have 3 more games remaining. You just got to shake that one off. Moving on, though, we're checking out the action at Tuzel pushes right in. He's going to make him pay. That's going to be an elimination on to Fledermoy's. Well done. Number 1 on the board.
I'll be honest, I wouldn't trust myself with that Magnum, but he gets right up on him and hits him in the chest. Here now with Crew.
That was the shot. Oh, Crew, no chill. Right on the sky platform, too.
That was how King was taken out. Couldn't even land safely. Got pinched right out the sky. That's rough.
Because there's nothing you can do. You're in a higher state. You're just floating down. You're hoping that no one's looking right at you. Players at this point, they're going to go for those shots, those open opportunities. Then you got Tuzi, who had just picked up an elimination earlier on. The circle is going to be over in the ice biome, so by Polar Peak, Frosty Flights area, and it's also going to be within Pleasant Park as well. So the eastern part of the map, they're going to have to worry moving on over to the station. Now we're going to be looking at a crowd favorite. We got Tifu.
Yeah,
Tifu had the best run so far.
He's been playing the blocks. He's been getting out of the block successfully. It's actually Clipnode who's been landing here from the Brazilian region. again, known for landing on a weapon and pushing straight into whoever's at the block. But Tfue has successfully defended himself. Even in the warm-up games, T was winning all of the early game engagements. And, you know, shout out to Clip. He actually changed his strategy.
Clip went for a shot there.
Yeah, but Clip's node stopped pushing, though. He's not using the same strat. He's actually a let's see what Tfue can do in these moments. He's chucking some perfect beams across.
Clip ended up getting everything that he needed and then disengage out of the block, whereas Tfue needs more time to loot up, get as much as he possibly can. Clip node from the Brazilian region here. That he can take him out. It's going to be very challenging.
And maybe it was just the difference in loadout. Maybe before he didn't have exactly what he needed. Now we can kind of peek into his loadout here. This is a very strong loadout. He's got everything he needs to stick around and take this battle. That's why you see him playing with such confidence now. And this could just be his game.
It was also admirable of him as well. He qualified week 9, last chance to do so. He's a player right in front of him. Happy Hamlet is where this fight's going to be taking place. As Clarity G really made it to the end game in game 2. High ground there for a moment. Thought he could have pulled that one off. Mr. Savage. Now Clarity's going to have to deal with a player that's behind and another one. Anyone's going to be paying any attention to him for right now.
There's over 6 players landing at Happy Hamlet. We're jumping right into this battle right here. Unknown Army, who has had the time to prove to the world that he is here to bring the heat. Early on in our competitive days, Unknown Army was known.
This is it, man. Unknown Army, one of our first controller players. Actually, he was our first controller player to qualify for the Fortnite World Cup. Perhaps this is going to be the opportunity that he was looking for, Monster. Put himself on this stage. Get a big opportunity. Things have slowed down for a moment. Get it. Get possession of that. Head it on out. That's Commandments, man. Good fight here between two quality players.
Not a battle he wants to lose. Here, Unknown Army, one of the few controller players in it. We saw Wolfies have a big day yesterday. That wall's his. He's got the aggro. The last one is not, though.
He's charging right in, and Commandment's going to have to get out of there. He doesn't want to deal with that player. He needs the Unknown Army just to beat on him. Why is he look at the health there? That's why Commandment does not want to go for that fight. He's going to be in dire straits right now, as Unknown Army does have the life lead.
He's just taking all of these platforms, too. He's gaining control slowly but surely. Nice little peek right there. He goes for the staircase first. So clean.
Doing this all with a you know, we have millions of players play on control. And Harmony goes in. Does apply white damage. One more. That's going to do it. Commandment in 3rd place. And Unknown Army now made him put in the place that he wanted him to. Dominant.
And a little taunt to throw some salt on the moon right there. Now hopping to the other side of the map, we have a Blaster. He's looking for a vehicle. He does have a baller. His priority right now is metal and more loot.
Take a look here. We got Martine. We got eyes on a target. One of my personal favorites. Charges forward with that drum gun. Close range, but no! It was Low Boom who gives him the hands there. Fun fact, Christian, our boy from Fortnite VR Live, told me look out for Low Boom. Someone to definitely take eyes on. They did eliminate one another, though. So Boom, not in this one. You can find some better luck in games 4, 5, and 6.
That is the risk you take when you jump into someone's box here in the Fortnite world. Leshy, another controller player. Getting back to the good old nostalgic tilted towers for that close range PvP. He's going to get shot 2 times right there, but still keeping his cool. He has plenty of extra shields and mobility. Shockwaves are going to be great for maneuvering around this congested area. That's what it is. 4 players in Neo tilted right now. You have to be careful.
This is a controller battle, actually.
Yes, one another here. Unless she's probably looking to take this wall. Into the building now. Get that high ground over. Stonis is just waiting, not making a sound here. Can bait Leshy into a trap play. fault, make a mistake. That's really what it is, right, Golden?
Yeah, it is. When players are on that stage here, the audience, the crowd, everyone cheering, there's obviously going to be that added pressure. We talked with a few of the players before the game started today. One thing that I think everyone brought up to me was just the volume, the sheer presence of where they are. And some of them even went as far as to say, yeah, I don't think I'm going to look up at all. I think I'm just going to focus on the screen. That's what I know. For me to go above and beyond anything else, right? Sometimes the moment can take you away.
You can see both points of POVs right here, both points of views.
Yeah.
And take any balls that they can just to gain control, have a little bit of an advantage here.
Yeah, this is basically like a Fortnite equivalent of an arm wrestling match right now. Maybe for some of our parents who are joining us here for the first time, haven't watched Fortnite before, they're really just struggling to try and get positioning over the other player. That is the struggle that they're wrestling with here. See, use wrestling again, worked out well.
All right, Lesh this time has decided to commit. He is now down face to face. There's nowhere. Astonish can run it. He goes into it.
Oh,
lands the two-shot. And that's the little tactic right there. If there's a ramp in front of the wall, you have to recognize you are in big danger because there's a nifty little trick to get you in that box.
Another one of my favorite players here. You got Legendary, and he's going to be in a fight right now. Moves around the side, loses the high ground. Oh, man. That is rough. Legendary not having the best games at this point in time.
Pizza's placed 8th on average when he qualified in the online opens. On average, across every game he loaded, that's very high for placement. And now he's picking up elims. Unfortunately, like we said here, Sage is not really connecting the dots today, but he's not yet really happy with this competition.
There's Lecce who has to get out of there. Whew, that could have been very dangerous, but gets an elimination on Kinstar. A massive elim here for Lecce, who's sitting right now at 2 elims currently in this battle at Neo Tilted.
Representing for all the controller players across the world, Lecce, very dangerous. It's going to be a huge upset right there.
And you just get close range with a player like Lecce, and they'll punish you, right? When you have the controller, you have that little bit of the ability to just L-trigger. You're going to have, and I know some people are going to be like, oh, L-trigger, low, whatever, but the reality is that you got the full use of your arm, they have the use of your thumb, you push in for there, you just don't want to box with them inside of that. It's very rough to deal with.
Maybe Ruck said it best, just the age difference.
Yeah, I know, when I was 15, I was nowhere near as good as he was with a controller, so, and I competed for a pretty long time. Crew was just in this fight here for the moment. Does get ownership of the wall because here's that movement all around. You can also get an eye on the bottom right of your screen. You can see the mini-map, where players are going to be located. The player we're typically on is going to be that white triangle. Then blue triangle, another player goes right in front. Is going to knock down the shield just a little bit there. He's going to have minis to be able to top himself back up.
This is very intense here, Balloon.
Yeah. Yep. Shockwave. Yeah, that fight. Shockwaves are so important. Players saving them for that late game. And in some cases, they'll just use it, disengage. You don't want to take a fight. There's no reason for you to do so. A lot of players playing cautiously, as they should, with what's on the line here. But Crew, oh, he marches forward. That's number 2 for Crew.
You can see the excitement there. Nice little smirking grin on his face. He throws a peace sign to the crowd when he takes that player Lucky right out. This Happy Hamlet area is so dangerous to rotate through. You have players like Mr. Savage. Now we see Left Eye and Kurtz. Left Eye was responsible for a big upset in the last game, taking out the likes of some huge names towards the end game. But Kurtz here with a heavy sniper. Can he open up a base here and follow up with that infantry rifle? He's coming up. This little peek on right here.
I think Ninja yesterday had talked about the infantry rifle, how good that weapon is. And it truly, I mean, the accuracy that you get out of it is absurd. It's something that if you pick it up and you know how to use it, you'll be deadly out there in the field. But she has done a lot of times, Ninja, which is why he likes that weapon so much. And you got that comfortability with it. Then you got Left Eye. 2 eliminations currently.
And, you know, you got to give some respect to Left Eye, who completely left his previous job 6 months ago to fully focus in on competitive Fortnite. And he found himself at the Fortnite World Cup stage. I don't think it gets any better than that. That is a dream story here.
Yeah. In competitive gaming, you take those risks if you want it so badly. You want it more than you never know what's going to happen. A lot of people in this arena next year playing on that stage. Courage is the budget, so I'm just going along with what he said. You know?
All right, but here we have
Tfue
playing his classic high ground center move, more or less. He does have a lead for the next zone.
Movement options, which in the last game he had the shadow bombs. Didn't really pan out for him because King went for just all the water he could possibly get out of that one. And I say he certainly was quenched in his thirst. But now this is, sometimes you're flying and then you just become a magnet, and that is unfortunate.
It's Clarity G who picks up Tfue. Right there, one wall open from behind him.
That's
not
so
placed
difficult.
down, unfortunately.
That's so difficult. There are times you fly into the sky and then the entire server is right at you.
It's all about Link puts some pressure on the ball. Remember, Storm Surge is not done in these games, so you have to be hyperactive. You have to be proactive for seeking for damage. But when you commit to battle, you are more than likely going to have to finish that battle. Here we have Robabs. Just kind of looking up. On that edit, though, he's ready to fire as soon as Link goes for the shot. They're both playing that little mind game right here. Who's going to go first now?
Circle, now active.
This is what we call a shambles loadout, as Link doesn't have much loot.
No, doesn't have much loot, doesn't have much HP either. He's going to have to try again in the next game. Robabs does manage to get the better. Oh, man. It's now 62 players remaining. Some players taking fights, others really just focusing on staying alive, staying in this one to the placement points.
That's right. And now we have Leshy back with Leshy. We saw him in Neo Tilted, taking out the likes of Keemstar, Astonish in these 1v1 battles. Clearly not afraid to jump in your box. A loadout like this, 6 shockwaves, 3 launch pads, all the ammunition in the world, and zone right now. He is looking very good in game 3 right now.
Yeah, he's got a lot of builds. He's got tons of stuff to work with. No reason why Leshy can't make it to that end game. This is going to be interesting. Controller player. Let's not forget yesterday, Wolfie player. There's Lechido. Shockwave Nate gets on top of a nice spot, nice position, kind of planning himself, understanding a player's going to be around there, but now all these players looking right at him as he just has to play defense. No choice. Gets tagged up a little bit, loses some of his shields. He'll be okay for the time being.
The amount of players you see on the stadium side that once he's shown his self to that angle right there, and everyone just collapsed on him. That is so scary. And it's still coming in, but he's fending himself off, punishing another player on the east side right there. Leshy. He can figure out that that player is the same one that just tried to make a move on him. It spelled disaster for Evil Mare.
Evil Mare doesn't have much to work with regarding health, right? Sitting at just above HP. Down low on the flooring. There's Class. Good loadout as far as weaponry is concerned. Also has that take advantage of shadow bombers rather than exposing yourself in the sky. But this is another play from earlier on, I believe. Storm Surge active currently, and we are in live. Apologies.
You see one here. He knows his opponent's gonna have to go for it, but I guess a little bit of scouting there. Is going to realize someone's waiting, baiting all of the loot as well.
Also off screen, Leshy did take out Evil Mare. You mentioned that before, Monster. Ended up happening. And then Storm now. That went in for the fight.
Now in the zone here. Biding time here. Wakey, 3 eliminations, tied up for the most elims in the game so far. You have Wakey, Leshy, and Aspect, all at 3 eliminations so far.
Just under 50 players in game number 3. Players in the box up. Want to play this slow game. Wait for anyone to make a mistake. It's going to be hard, but for some players like Dubs, they're going to need it. Because thus far, it has not gone well for, I would say, one of the favorites here.
They could not connect with the players to pick up 4 gaming there instead. Dubs, we saw in the previous game, do that baller all the way to the end game.
Yep.
Really playing slow and methodical here. You can't stand still. Dubs is definitely starting nearby.
You see some, I think they're just looking at each other. They know exactly what's going on. Circle's going to be closing down now. We're going to find out where the next one is. And that's when players start to prioritize the invitations of movement. Dubs does have a baller. Did it in the end there. Got shot out of it. But it did bring him to a second place finish. Another top 3 finish for him, top 5, top 3, maybe even a victory royale, right? But ideally that,
You tried to catch him right there, you saw that?
Wild.
You wanted to put him in the box for a second there.
Every player will have no idea what to do at that moment.
It's actually pretty interesting as well because Class is desperate right now for an Elam. He has to really feed off of a Siphon. He doesn't have any other way to heal. Even taking the safety edits, making doorways so that he doesn't expose himself even for the slightest bit.
84 builds left for Class. Tons of builds here. And then the Storm. Now the Storm starting to push. Look at Lecce still going for shots. Players are moving about. I think I saw a player get right in his face. He did pop that shadow bomb. Now we're going to game 1. Hasn't taken a single shot. As now the action feed begins. So many games getting eliminated out of this one. That was from Lecce, who's having one heck of a game, taking out some big names.
It's really going down right here. In this overhead view right here, Bella EU doesn't even realize he has the high ground right now. Clarity G just nearby as well. Bugga at the upper layers in this end game, just trying to avoid that lower ground congestion. Yeah. All these players are just slammed in the middle right here. As Andretta gets the high ground. We haven't seen much of Andretta so far. You gotta be careful. Those shockwaves will really sting and take that placement from you.
Yeah, he has been laying low so far, but does manage to maintain the high ground. Lost it for a brief moment, but wisely enough went outside of the Storm to regain some of those. A great game that he's managed to win. 5 eliminations, proving your game 1 winner. Maybe looking to get a second win on the board. How massive will that be for your current first place player?
Leshy just picked up his 6th elimination now. He is really popping off right here.
On Hoodjay too, a big player there and a big connection. Lots of builds to work with. Bugga does get another one. That's Kinzel.
Right through the trap he goes. Bugga, one of the superior fighters in the Fortnite competitive scene.
To the high ground. If you see it on the left side, he went high ground. He does get possession of it, but ends up getting hit there by Andretta and finally eliminated. But what a run Lecce had in this game. Finally comes to a conclusion when he went for high ground. Now it's Bugga again with 11 players remaining. We're about to get into the top 10 here, Monster.
Bugga left. We saw he does get taken out right there, unfortunately.